Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 6th Annual SOS Benefit and Auction. I'm Chuck Freeby. Happy to be your host tonight, a night where you can be a shining star for women and children and help wishes come true. At past SOS events, we'd all gather in the Lerner Theater's beautiful ballroom, but tonight, because of COVID-19, we're bringing the event to you. Tonight, you'll learn a lot about the YWCA's Safe Haven Shelter and the work done there to help abuse victims heal and go on to lead healthier, happier, violence-free lives. We hope from the comfort and safety of your own home, you'll reach out and touch the lives of those who need the help of Safe Haven. We hope that during these uncertain times, you'll help us make certain the victims of domestic violence always have a safe place to turn to. Here's what you can do tonight. Right now, a silent auction taking place online. You can get in on the action by going to YWCA.ncin.org. Once there, click on the check-in link and follow the prompts to get yourself all set up. Once you check in, you can take part in both the silent and live auctions, and you can also donate during the Feed the Need portion of our evening, choosing what need you'd like to help support. Both the live auction and Feed the Need take place in about 20 minutes or so. But let's take a look quickly at the silent auction taking place like now. That wood pallet American flag at $140 right now. Tranquil Skies at $50. You know, once you check in, you can see all these items and you'll simply click on the bid link to place your bid. This will update in real time, so keep checking, make sure you're not outbid. And keep in mind, this silent auction will close at $7.55. You see the Rivers of Possibilities artwork at $30, the Drowning artwork at $110. And there's how you check in, YWCA.ncin.org. Happy now to welcome the president and the CEO of YWCA North Central Indiana, Susan Tybin. Susan, first off, thank you very much to you and your team for the work that you do. The YWCA answered the call to save the Elkhart shelter from closing, and because of that, victims of abuse have somewhere safe to go. Talk to us a little bit about how big of a problem domestic abuse is in our community.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for being here tonight. It's really an honor and privilege. And I think most people don't know how prevalent domestic violence really is. First of all, I think a lot of domestic violence goes unreported, but even with the reports, it's estimated that 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 7 men are going to be the victim of domestic violence at some point in their life. So it's not surprising that the Centers for Disease Control says that domestic violence is a public health crisis.
You know, Susan, Safe Haven is called a shelter, but I know that your team does a lot more than just provide shelter.
Yes. We do. When we took over the shelter, that we literally existed to provide safety to women who were fleeing from a life of abuse. But since then, we've added a lot of new programs and services, and we believe that it's important for us to really help transform the lives of women and children who come to our shelter. So we have individual counseling, we have support groups, we have educational programs, and when people come to our our shelter, they have an advocate that sits down and works with them and finds out what they really need to lead a productive life. So if somebody needs housing, we work with them at getting an apartment. And sometimes we even pay their rent and assist with their utilities. And we gradually decrease our support until they're able to live on their own. We also help with financial management. And one of the things that's so important to us is to work with the children who come to our shelter, because we really want to break the cycle of abuse. If you grow up in an abusive household, to you, that's love. And so we work very hard with the children, and we do trauma-informed care, and we want to break that cycle of abuse.
What about this current COVID crisis that we're in right now, Susan? What impact does it have not only on the women and children who are already in the shelter, but perhaps women and children who want to be able to come to the shelter?
Oh, we are so worried right now that there are women who are quarantined with their abuser. You know, everybody thinks that home is supposed to be a safe place, but we fear that people can't get away from their abuser long enough to really seek help and try to get help. Also, domestic violence is frequently about abuse and power and control. And right now, the world just seems so out of control with the pandemic, and people are losing their jobs. So that's really the perfect storm to increase domestic violence. So that is something we really worry about, those women, and predict that once this is over, that we will have an increase in individuals seeking help at our shelter. Then in addition to that, we've had to change almost how we do everything. We're sanitizing everything and cleaning. We're wearing masks. We have our clients eating in their room. And we're very fortunate because we've really been communicating with public health officials. And so when we had COVID in the shelter, we were able to take care of it very quickly, and it didn't spread the way it would otherwise. So it's had a big impact on us. Also, a lot of our clients, they were the first to lose their jobs. So we're working with them again to get them started.
What we're doing here tonight, raising money to support Safe Haven, how critical is this to the overall success of the shelter?
This event is, we've been doing this event for 6 years now. And every year, this event raises anywhere between $200,000 to $250,000. And I don't think most people know just how expensive it is to run a shelter. You know, we have to be all things to all people. We have women who show up with the clothes on their back and a child on each arm, and we have to sometimes get shoes and clothes for people. And it can be very, very expensive to run a shelter. And we estimate it's about $60,000 a month. So we need the money that's raised from this event so that we can continue to provide services for the families who are seeking help from us.
Well, Susan, thank you so much for stating the case so well. We are going to do the best we can tonight to help you out. Clearly, women and children need your help. I want to go over again how you can make a difference without getting off your couch. Right now, a silent auction taking place online. You can get in on the action by going to YWCA-NCIN.org. Once there, click on the check-in link. Follow those prompts to get you all set up. Once you check in, you can take part in both the silent and live auctions. Live auction closes also at 7:55 tonight. You can also donate during the Feed the Need portion of the evening. Both the live auction and Feed the Need will take place in just a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break, so those of you who have not yet checked in can go ahead and get that done. And when we come back, you'll hear from a woman whose life has been changed and the lives of her 3 children are.
Good evening from our home to yours. We are sorry we are not able to see everyone in person at the beautiful Lerner Theater as originally planned, and hope everyone is staying safe and healthy.
Ken and I are very humbled to be the honorary chair of this incredibly important event. Our story with the YWCA began about 9 years ago when we first moved to Elkhart. Sometime shortly after that, we heard on the news that the women's shelter was at risk of closing, and from that moment on, we have done everything we could to support Safe Haven. Most of us watching tonight are very blessed and fortunate enough to have never walked in the shoes of those in need of safety and shelter from an abuser. With COVID-19 underway, can you imagine being confined and isolated for an extended period of time with an abuser? We know there are a lot of fundraisers taking place in Elkhart County right now, and a lot of businesses are challenged. But now more than ever, we need your support. They say it takes a village, and we are doing our small part to make a difference, and ask that you do the same. Whether it's making a monetary donation or bidding on an auction item or 2 or 3. Thank you for joining us tonight and supporting the YWCA and making a difference in the lives of the women and children of Safe Haven and Elkhart County. Thank you again, and God bless.
Welcome back. We are changing lives tonight by raising money to support the incredible work of the YWCA Safe Haven Shelter in Elkhart. Inside those shelter walls, women who have suffered abuse and their children find safety and so much more. I hope you're bidding away on those auction items. If you have not yet checked in, let's go over again what you need to do. Simply go to YWCANCIN.org. Click on the check-in button. That takes you to Give Grove, where you'll find some information so you can bid on the silent and live auctions and also be able to donate during the Feed the Need. If you don't want to check, don't worry about it. It's no problem. Remember, every donation you make tonight has the power to change a life and break the cycle of violence. I'm joined now by Amanda Saraballo. She is the Vice President of Development and Communications for the YWCA. Amanda, thanks for joining us. And I know you had a chance to talk to a courageous young mother this week who's staying at Safe Haven.
I did, Chuck. Thank you. I sat down with Caroline, a mother of 3 who wants to share her story in order to help others who may be afraid to reach out for help.
I tried so many times to handle everything on my own, and I always wound back up in the same situation, but it never got better. It always got worse.
Caroline was only 17 when she met the man who would become the father of her 3 children. She saw danger signs early on in the relationship, including, she says, sexual abuse. But her motivation for staying in the relationship was driven by a childhood dream.
Yeah, because I wanted a family. I grew up in foster care, so I never knew what it was like to have that unconditional love or that family setting, and so, one child turned into a second child, then I got pregnant a 3rd time.
The dream of family kept Caroline trying to make the relationship work. But after 16 years in which she struggled not only with abuse, but also with depression, anxiety, and addiction, Caroline realized she had to do something, if not for herself, for her children.
Because the emotional effect that it was having on our children, our daughter was self-harming. I had to admit myself into the hospital, and then our youngest son would send messages in his Chromebook that he wanted to die.
Hello, are you safe?
When she walked through the doors of the Safe Haven shelter for the first time, Caroline didn't know what to expect. She knew she could find safety there, but she also found so much more.
I just know that every day that I'm here, I'm getting the support that I need, and I'm that healthy mother that my children need.
Safe Haven is not just a shelter. It is a place for women and children to rebuild their lives.
I hope they do too.
With counseling both for adults and children, life skills classes, case management, legal assistance, and economic empowerment education. The staff of Safe Haven work hand in hand with abuse victims to not only help them heal, but also help them start again. Something Caroline is now doing. She has a new dream for her and her kids.
That I can undo the emotional damage that's been done, and that we can be a healthy family.
Caroline says she was afraid when she first arrived at Safe Haven because she didn't know what to expect. But after a few days, she realized it is exactly where she needs to be right now. She hopes her story will encourage others who need help to reach out to Safe Haven.
What a powerful story, Amanda. Thank you for that. Question: if there are people watching tonight who are in dangerous relationships, how can they connect with the YWCA?
It's very easy. Just one simple phone call, Chuck. That's all it takes. We have a 24-hour crisis line. It is 866-YES-YWCA.
All right. Thanks, Amanda. Again, that number, 866-YES-YWCA. If you're struggling with abuse, please make that call. Now let's go over again how you can help these victims of abuse in Elkhart County. If you haven't done it already, you need to go to YWCANCIN.org. Once there, click on the check-in link and follow the prompts to get yourself all set up. You can check in. You can take part in both the silent and live auctions. The silent auction closes at 7:55. You can also donate during the Feed the Need portion of our evening, choosing what need you would like to help support. Both the live auction, Feed the Need on tap in just a couple of minutes. As we head to another break, you'll hear from a very familiar face at Elkhart County Auctions. We'll see you in a minute.
Hi all, my name is Neil Saffer and I'm coming to you from my garage in Boca Raton, Florida. 6 years ago, I got a voicemail from my friend Kurt Janowski that said, there's a women's shelter up here that's having to close its doors and we can't let that happen. And when Kurt says something has to get done, it gets done. I visited the shelter, I met the staff, I heard the stories, I saw the women and children, and I watched a community get together, step up big, and save the shelter. For the next 5 years, I had the honor of being a part of this SOS event that funded a safe environment, food, clothes, and counseling for women that had nowhere else to go. And I was so looking forward to being there today with all of you. If you know me, you've heard me say it before. In good times and in challenging times, this community is among the kindest, most philanthropic, and most charitable in the country. Friends, this cause means so much to so many. Please support Safe Haven and make sure women and children always have a safe place to turn to. I look forward to seeing you all again, but until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and help somebody if you can. Now I'll turn this back over to Chuck Freebie. It's all yours, Chuck.
All right, thanks a lot, Neil. This part of the SOS event typically makes a lot of money to support the programs at Safe Haven. We are hoping tonight is no different. Again, your bids are taken in real time online. We did open up the live auction to bidding last night, so some bids have already come in. Let's kick it off with our first auction item. This is a Wine Super 6-pack. As you'll see, the big list of all the 9 auction items: the Wine Super 6-pack, the Yachida Private Party, the Loveway Equestrian Experience, the Music Lover's Choice, Lex 530, a delightful, elegant dinner for 8, Notre Dame versus Clemson tickets, and really good tickets, $1,000 shopping spree at Saks in Chicago, this South African estate, once in a lifetime. That's an understatement, and some beautiful artwork from the kids at Safe Haven. So let's start with the Wine Super 6-pack. Our bid right now is at $4,000. You see the wonderful donors who have supplied this. And let's start the clock and put 2 minutes left in the bidding on this Wine Super 6-pack. It's been a real battle between Mark Kritzman and Jim and Jan Malott tonight. We'll see who comes away with this. This is the ultimate wine connoisseur package. Of the 6 bottles in this package, none has a wine advocate rating less than 95. Top score you can get is 100. So think of your kids' grades. 100 is an A+, a 95 is a solid A, and that's what all these bottles are getting. We've got 3 from the Napa Valley, another one from 100 Acre Arc Vineyard. Clarendon Hill is represented at Anderson's Con Valley. They've got a red wine, 3 Cabernets, a Syrah wine. These fabulous wines donated by the Malotts, by the Tiedemans, by the Burgles, and of course, Kurt Janowski stepping in as well. So we've got almost only a minute left in the bidding on this one, and we're sitting at a lead bid right now of $4,000 from Jim and Jan Malott. Can we drive that up? Can we get a little bit more for this 6-pack of wine right here? As we take a look at the bidding coming in, still at $4,000, waiting to see if Mark Kritzman fires one more salvo in there to drive the bidding up, because all of this money tonight going to help these women and children at the Safe Haven shelter who need your help. You heard Susan state the case earlier and how much money it takes to operate this shelter. We want to get things off to a good start in the live auction tonight. We're still sitting at a bid of $4,000. Can we get that up a little bit higher? Show your love and support for these women and children in Elkhart County. I'm from Elkhart. I know how generous this community can be. We'd like to see it shown here tonight. So we're still at $4,000 as we go to the final 10 seconds. Now we go up to $4,250. Mark Kritzman has stepped in. Can the Malott slide in the last couple of seconds? We'll find out. We have closed the bidding on this, and it did get to $4,500 with Jim and Jan Malott. So let's go on to our next item up for bids. And this is the private party for 10 at Yachida in Elkhart. What a terrific restaurant this is. If you've never been there before, you don't know what you're missing. So we're going to put this up on the board, and let's put 2 minutes on the clock for the private party at Yachida. The bid right now at $1,500 from our friend Jason Bontrager. This has been getting a lot of action so far tonight. Yachida is on North Main Street. It's just south of the banks of the river there. As you come across the bridge from the north on Main Street, it's right on the right-hand side of the road. They have terrific wood-fired pizzas there. And as you might notice, they have a few different libations there at Yachida as well. And your party for 10, maybe you'll be on that outdoor patio sometime in the summertime when all these restrictions clear up. We can't wait to be able to go to these kind of events, can we? We're all sitting around our homes right now, just waiting to get the go-ahead to go out. So right now we're at $2,000 on this. Jason Bontrager in with a bid of $2,000, but we still have a little bit more than a minute to go. So you know what? Call up your friends. Say, hey, can I count on you for being in on this? Maybe you've done this already and you're lining them up and they say, okay, we're going to get more. So $2,250 is what the bid is up to now. Reed Malott has stepped in with a bid of $2,250. Let's see if we can go even higher on this. Help the women and children at Safe Haven as we help the YWCA shelter in Elkhart County. Dallas Burgle now stepping in with a bid of $2,500, and we still have 42 seconds left on this. And you know how this works, friends. You go out, you tell your friends, okay, I want you to pay this much. You overcharge them and you put the profit into your own pocket. Or no, actually, you put the profit into your bid here at YWCA. So $27.50 is the bid now from Jason Bontrager with 22 seconds left in this one. See if we can get this up well over $3,000 by the time we're done bidding. YWCA, great restaurant over there in Elkhart. Reed Malott now in with a bid of $3,000 as we go into the final 10 seconds and now into the final 5. Can we get it up over the $3,000 mark? Let's see what we can do here as we close it out. The bidding is done and it looks like it closed out at $3,000. So there's another great item done. Let's move on to this Loveway party. I don't know if you've been around Elkhart for as long as I have, but I can tell you, folks, that Loveway has done great work in Elkhart County over the years. It is a tremendous nonprofit organization there, and they're lending their help to the women's shelter by making an equestrian experience birthday party available. So what you do is you gather up the kids and they go get to ride the horses, and what's more fun than that for kids as they get to go out and do some horseback riding for the day. We've got a bid of $1,000 on this as we're going to go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock right now. Let's put the 2 minutes up and we are underway on the final 2 minutes of this one. Our friend Haley Bowling has put out a $1,000 bid, but you know what you do is you gather around the people and invite your child's closest friends for an afternoon of fun at the Loveway Therapeutic Equestrian Services. That's over in Middlebury. They'll get 2 hours of games, crafts, horseback riding, and pony painting. Yes, they actually get to paint their own pony. Kids 6 to 14 years of age are the ones who will participate in this, and the activities can be tailored. So, you know, if you want to do some trail riding, which very popular over on the Loveway property, or maybe give the horses a little bit of a bath like they're doing right there. And of course, the horse bathing might be necessary if you're going to paint the ponies, because we're not going to keep the paint on the ponies permanently. So we want to thank the good folks at Loveway for donating this experience. We are still at a $1,000 bid on this one for the children's birthday party out at Loveway Projects. Haley Bowling stepping up, but maybe you can raise the money up on this one, as we want to do as well as possible for our friends at the Safe Haven Shelter over at the YWCA of North Central Indiana, doing so much good work. We told you earlier about the problems of domestic abuse, and Susan told you that it really takes about $750,000 to operate this. I don't know that we're going to make that much tonight, but we'd love to come close to that, and the only way we can do it is with your help. So this is the Loveway Equestrian Birthday Party for 6 to 14-year-olds. 2 hours of games, crafts, horseback riding, and pony painting. Still sitting at a bid of $1,000. Now it's gone up to $1,200 from Teresa Gundon. We go into the final 10 seconds. Perhaps we can push it to $1,500. We have Haley Bowling stepping up with a bid of $1,500. And we have closed this one out at what appears to be $1,500. So thank you to all who have bid on that one. Let's take one more look at the list here, because we still have 6 more live auction items to go tonight. And the next one will be the Music Lover's Choice. Let's check out what this is, because you're going to have lower level seats to a choice of a select U.S. concert and a 2-night stay at the location. The experience includes 2 lower level seats to a concert of your choice across the United States, a 2-night stay in a standard room at the Hyatt, Marriott, Sheraton, Wyndham, or a comparable hotel, and the Winspire booking and concierge service. So let's go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock for this one. We currently have a bid of $2,500 on this one from Mark Kritzman for the Music Lovers Getaway. And let's see how far up we can drive this one, as you'll enjoy 2 lower level seats to a concert of your choice, whether you like rock, country, classical. This is your chance to hear your favorite performer live, and perhaps in whatever venue you have dreamed of. You want to see them at Madison Square Garden. You want to see them in a great outdoor site, maybe a concert at Soldier Field, and you stay overnight in Chicago. Thousands of concerts from the 48 states. You can hear Shania Twain, Harry Styles. Maybe you're a Maroon 5 fan. Maybe you like Kenny Chesney, Luke Bryan, of course, Billy Joel. He was supposed to come here to Notre Dame. Maybe you'd rather see him in Madison Square Garden in New York at some point. There's no expiration date on this, by the way. So that's the good news about this is you can wait until well after this crisis is closed out. Teresa Gundin in with a bid of $3,000 now as we go into the final minute. You can select maybe Nashville. You want to go see something at Bridgestone Arena. Maybe you want to see something in the Walt Disney Concert Hall. All of these things are subject to availability, but still, what a tremendous opportunity you're giving yourself to see your favorite artist live in the dream venue that you've always wanted to see a concert. Again, we're at $3,000 right now on this one with about 30 seconds left in the bidding. Teresa Gundin sitting there saying, I'm going to go see my favorite person, but you've got a chance to swoop in and steal that from her. And not only are you giving yourself a great gift, you are giving a great gift to the women and children of the Safe Haven Shelter of North Central Indiana. We're at $3,500 now for our top bid. Will that be the bid that wins it? Still 5 seconds to get in. Will $3,500 win it? Well, the bidding's closed on this item now, and it looks like $3,500 from Mark Kritzman was our winning bid. So congratulations, Mark. Enjoy the concert that you're going to get to see. Well, let's see what we have next on the agenda here. We are going to have the big list come up, and we have this beautiful, elegant dinner for 8 at Lex 530. I have not had the pleasure of being there yet, but a lot of people have told me that this is one of premier eateries in Elkhart County, and it must be because we've got a bid of $2,500 on it right now at Lex 530. Great food, great ambiance, great wine. This is an exclusive dinner for 8. You can sit 6 feet apart if you want to, and just have the whole place to yourself. The Lex 530 Metropolitan Event Center is owned by the Tiedemans, Carl and Emily. You and 7 of your friends will be their guests for a reception and a 4-course meal paired with Glenwood Cellars wine. So let's put 2 minutes on the clock for this and see how it goes as we get ready to take a look at what you can get at this Lex 530 event. And the bidding still at $2,500 for this one right now. Now, this meal, I can tell you, Chef Chad Corin over there has an incredible palate and tremendous creativity. And really, everything that he cooks, everything that he touches is so good. You are not going to be disappointed in what you get in this private dinner for 8. And the nice thing about a private dinner for 8, you're going to select the people that go with you. So if the Malottes win this, you know, they're going to find 6 of their closest friends and take them out for just what a wonderful, enjoyable evening. Conversation. You kind of get to go at your own pace. You don't have a whole lot of people around you just making noise and things like that. You just sit there and you enjoy being catered to and waited on in an elegant atmosphere at the Lex 530 Metropolitan Event Center. And not only do you do that, you donate to such a good cause, this women's shelter over in Elkhart County. Before the YWCA came in, it looked like this was going to close down. And you look at how many women and children have their lives changed. You heard Amanda's powerful story about Caroline and what this did for her and her 3 children, removing her from a cycle of abuse and giving her a chance to heal, for the kids to get healthy, and for their lives to really change. And that's what we're trying to do tonight, is change lives, but also give you the chance to bid on these terrific items. So we're still at $2,500 right now with 20 seconds left in the bidding. We want to thank the Tiedemann family, by the way, for their tremendous donation tonight. This is an event that would start at about 6 o'clock. You'd get your dinner around 6:30, and you'd have the evening to sit and relax and talk. And wow, did this shoot up. All of a sudden, Dallas Burgle has gone to $4,000, and that closes out the bidding. We went from $2,500 to $4,000 just like that in the last 15 seconds. You don't see that happen on live television very often, so that's why you're tuned in tonight. If you haven't told your friends about this, give them a call. Say, hey, you've got a chance to get in and be a part of some exciting television. Not that garbage that's on the other stations, right here on TV 46. Exciting live auction tonight, helping the women's shelter of Elkhart. Well, let's take the next look And our next item up for bid, because coming up in November at Notre Dame Stadium, they're going to be playing a little game of football. Hey, don't worry about all the talk you hear. Well, are they going to move football to the spring? No, they're playing football in the fall, and they're going to do it against the Clemson Tigers, one of the perennial powers. We've got tickets for 4 right around between the 40-yard line and midfield, and you get this portable refrigerator I'm going to tell you about in a moment. So Ian Book, Brian Kelly's Fighting Irish, expected to be a top 15 team this year. Seeing Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers come into Notre Dame Stadium on a beautiful November evening. Oh, it's going to be great. You're going to want to be there. So let's start the bidding on this. Let's go to the 2-minute mark, and we'll give you the 2-minute warning right here, as our producer Dean Korsmo tells me. So let's see what the bidding is on this item right now as we scroll into the page. And we see that this is at $2,000 right now from Terry Schmidt. Let me tell you about what you're getting here. You're getting 4 Notre Dame versus Clemson tickets between the 40 and 50. Now, if this season were to be canceled, we're going to make sure you get tickets to one of the top 3 games of the 2021 season, but it's not going to be canceled. We're going to be playing football in the fall, folks. And for your tailgate, forget about the cooler. You're going to get this very unique dual zone portable fridge freezer that offers the versatility of dual zone temperature control, keeping things frozen on one side and just chilled on the other at the same time. This is a state-of-the-art tailgating machine, folks, that features both AC and DC power, and you can control it from your smartphone. Have you ever heard of something like this? This is amazing. Retail, this would sell for $1,200. We want to thank Truma for donating this, and these are really good tickets that you're getting. Maybe not at midfield, but somewhere around the 40-yard line, 35-yard line, somewhere in there. And this is going to be the kind of event that you're going to just remember for the rest of your life. Terry Schmidt is currently in with a bid of $2,000. That tailgate cooler all by itself is worth $1,200. So $2,000 is a little bit of a bargain on this right now, folks. Let's see if we can drive this up in the last 25 seconds, because these tickets are going to be hard to come by. The folks coming up from Clemson, South Carolina are going to want to buy these tickets and probably this tailgate cooler from you. That's up to you. What you're going to do tonight is help the women of Safe Haven. We've got 9 seconds left in the bidding. We're still sitting at $2,000 on this property as we go into the final 2-1, and this bidding is done on this item, and it looks like it may have gone for $2,000. So let's move on to a very popular item on the board tonight, and that is our shopping spree at Saks in Chicago. It's a $1,000 shopping spree, but there's a lot more to it than that, because you're going to get to shop with your own Saks Fifth Avenue fashion consultant. Believe me, Diane Freeby would love to send me off with a fashion consultant and update the wardrobe a little bit. And I'm sure there's somebody in your house that you'd like to do that for. Maybe you want to update your own wardrobe and talk to a fashion consultant, and you would have the chance with this item. So let's go ahead and put 2 minutes on the board for this item and see what happens here. We're currently at $2,100 with the bid from Dennis Bliley, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this. You get the shopping spree, as I mentioned, with the fashion consultant. You get a 2-night stay at the Fairmont in one of their standard rooms at the Fairmont Chicago Millennium Park. And then after that, you got daily breakfast for 2. The fashion consultant, you and a friend will work with them for your shopping needs. So you're going to get styled in one of their luxurious dressing suites, fitted with selections in your size and style. These people, they know the Saks department store inside and out. So you need to find special shoes for a suit, wardrobe for a vacation you want to take. Maybe you're going to take your daughter and she's got complexion issues that you want to work on. They can work with you on the makeup on that. And then, I don't know if you've stayed at the Fairmont before. That's a 4-star hotel in Chicago, folks, and their daily breakfast is amazing. And I'll tell you what, 400 plus acres at that property. You've got a protected parking space. You got the beautiful views of not only downtown Chicago, but the lake as well. This is a terrific item. And right now we're sitting at $2,100 on this item. Let's see if we can drive this up a little bit. Dennis Bliley might be getting a little bargain here as he's trying to get an early jump on Mother's Day. Fellas, Mother's Day is just 10 days away. What a gift this would be for you to go out and grab this and give the woman in your life a wonderful gift for Mother's Day. Only 20 seconds left, though, to get in on the bidding on this. We're sitting at $2,100. The wonderful Saks Fifth Avenue gift card. You get a fashion consultant with this. You stay at a terrific hotel. We're down into the final 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the bidding has closed on Saks Fifth Avenue. And $2,100 from Dennis Bliley. So, Dennis, thank you very much for your bid. Well, this is one of the premier items of the night that we're looking at. This South African estate. We heard from Neil Saffer earlier in the program, and Neil talked to me about this item yesterday on the phone, and he couldn't rave enough about this South African estate. You will not believe this place. If you have ever dreamt of going to Africa, you sit in the backyard of this estate and you watch giraffes and elephants and gorillas and all kinds of different animals roam about in the backyard. And you can do that from this deck here at this estate. Or the game reserve person will take you out and show you all these different, you might see a leopard, you might see a lion or a cheetah, and then look at this beautiful place that you get to come back to. So we're looking for a starting bid on this of $8,000. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You are taking, this package is for 2 people. So you're taking somebody very special to you, going to a very special place in the world, one that you may not ever go to again, and have a chance to have an incredible experience. We're looking for an opening bid of $8,000. And let's put the time of 2 minutes on the clock for this and see if we can get a bid in here and help the women and children of the Safe Haven Shelter in Elkhart County, because that's really the important part about this. This incredible place called Thulani means tranquility, peace, and balance in Zulu. Quiet and comfort are the heart of this luxurious private lodge that's situated in the Blue Canyon Animal Conservancy. We now have a bid of $8,000. This private lodge features impeccably appointed bedrooms, elegant baths, a private wine chamber, a falling waters pool. You're going to get a 10-seat Land Cruiser that somebody is going to drive you around, and unlimited safaris. So lions, elephants, giraffes, rhinoceros. There's no expiration date for this. So you buy this now. You want to wait 2 years to take the trip. You can do that. You want to wait to take a child who graduates from college as a reward for them. You can do that. You want to plan ahead for a special 30th anniversary gift. Don't get ideas, Diane Freeby. You can do that, but you have to make the bid. Right now we're at $8,000. What are you willing to give to help the women and children of Elkhart County? What are you willing to do to help stop the cycle of abuse for these families? What you can do is get online right now, YWCA-NCIN.org, and make your bid on this incredible item. But you've only got 30 seconds left to do it. 6 nights, 7-day stay, a personal chef that's going to make exquisite meals for you. This is just an incredible opportunity. Right now, it's sitting at $8,000. Can we drive the bidding up on this even more? Can we get a little bit higher on this and help the women and children? We only have 10 seconds left to do that. We need to get going here, folks, and see if we can get on the stick here and get this $8,000 bid moved up, but the bidding has expired on this, and that'll do it for the South Africa estate. Now we have one more item up for bids, and it's a very special item. You know, a lot of these items, we can put a price on it and say, okay, it would cost this much to do this if we weren't raising money for a charity. The item we're about to show you has no price because it's done by the children at the Safe Haven Shelter. And it's a wonderful piece of art just off to my right here. I'm sure we can get a shot of it for you. And this Twinkle, Twinkle Little Star. Remember when we started the program tonight, You heard that. And I told you how you could be a bold and beautiful star to help the women and children of the YWCA Women's Shelter. Well, here we have something done, the handprints of some of the children staying at that shelter and the lettering done. Exquisite. So this is a chance to put this up in your home and have a reminder of not only the women and children that you're helping, but quite frankly, a good deed that you have done as well. We have a bid right now of $700, but this is the last of our live auction items, so there's no reason that this needs to sit at just $700. Let's see if we can drive this up and really make something happen here. Let's go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock and get this going. As we get this going on our live auction here, Jeff Nicolini has the $700 bid right now, and let's see if we can drive this up. Again, this artwork was done by the women and the children at the YWCA Safe Haven Shelter. In the past year, so many children have called this shelter their home. For many of them, it may be the first home that they ever felt completely safe in. As a mother goes, so goes a child. So when that mother is feeling safe, when that mother is feeling protected, so too are her children. And that's the feeling that they have when they stay at the YWCA Safe Haven Shelter. At Safe Haven, children also have their own therapist to help them work through the fear and the pain that they must have from witnessing the abuse that has so often gone on in their lives. And that therapy includes helping kids express their feelings through art. So here's a chance for you to make a difference in these kids' lives, but we only have a minute left in this live auction item, and it's still sitting at $700. Won't you join in? Won't you join in the bidding here and help these women and children in Elkhart County to symbolize the hope of all children to grow up safe and strong? This year's children's artwork is called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Bold and beautiful is what you are, and bold and beautiful is what you can be by bidding on this item. Jeff Nicolini's got a bid of $700 in there. I would hope we could drive this up to $1,000 in the final 30 seconds that we have to bid on these items. We want to thank the children who so wonderfully gave of their time to make this happen. And we want to be able to thank you too for your bid. So jump in now. Here's the final 10 seconds. And we are trying to get one more opportunity to jump in live on the bidding here. And this item is done. Now, I understand what we're going to do is we are going to revisit that South Africa estate, because we would like to see if we could just push the bidding up a little more. Apparently there's some technical problems. No, we're not going to do the South Africa estate. There is a winner, and I'm trying to find it here on my screen right now. Let me see if I can do that here as I go to the live auction items. And it's not updated on my screen, but that's okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a short little break. We're going to say thank you so much to the people that have contributed and placed a bid. And if you didn't win your item, there's still a chance to make a difference coming up right after this quick break, as we're going to have the Fund to Need segment.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for raising your virtual paddles tonight. I'm Janine Gazdecki. I have the honor of serving as chair of the board of directors of the YWCA of North Central Indiana, which operates Safe Haven. On behalf of the board and on behalf of Safe Haven, it is with sincerest humility and pleasure that I say thank you. Thanks to you, all of our friends and supporters of Safe Haven who tuned in via television and internet in these most unusual times. Thanks to the entire Elkhart community. So many of you have long contributed to Safe Haven, including our generous friends at the Community Foundation of Elkhart County. To those who donated silent and live auction items. Of course, we could not do what we do without our dedicated staff, many of whom have remained at the Safe Haven posts despite COVID-19. And speaking of courage, we thank and are inspired by Caroline, from whom you heard tonight. We are grateful also for our board members and for the creators of this evening's celebration, in honor of Safe Haven, including CEO Susan Tybon and our incredibly talented and creative Director of Development, Amanda Saravolo, and her entire crew. In addition to Amanda, I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone at WHME, and in particular to Chuck Freeby, whom I've known for many years as a gentleman of great humor, kindness, and character. Thanks to our SOS Event Planning Committee, Amy Shaw, Dominic Foltz, Monica Hebert, Stephanie Kroll, Jan and Jim Malott. As many of you know, the Malotts have been long-time constant champions of Safe Haven, helping women and children to escape domestic abuse and to build brighter lives. We thank you for joining us tonight in our mission, for your continued generosity and your compassion. In these uncertain times, we wish you all good health.
Welcome back. Just want to clear up any confusion. Don't worry, Teresa Gundon, you did win that South Africa estate trip for $8,000. We also welcome back Amanda Saravallo as we kick off Feed the Need. Amanda, tell us about
Teresa,
this portion.
I'm free to go to South Africa anytime you want to.
Well, tell us about this Fund the Need portion tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a really an exciting part of the night, especially when we're all in the same room together and the bid paddles are coming up so fast. So it'll be a little bit different tonight, but I still know that it's going to be really a lot of fun, and it's an opportunity for our supporters to choose what level they would like to give at and kind of choose where they want that money to go to. It's always important to note that all of the money that is raised from SOS goes straight to Safe Haven, and it is used to support the programs at the Safe Haven shelter in Elkhart.
So here we go. We're going to start high and go down from there. If you don't ask big, you're never going to get big.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Let's start with $10,000. We're looking for people who are willing to donate $10,000 because, Amanda, that can significantly change the lives of 5 families living in the shelter.
Yeah, it provides all of the things that we're doing inside the shelter. This is one thing that I always try to get across. You know, we call it a shelter, but there's so much more happening there than just safe shelter. There is case management, there's group and individual counseling for women and children. Of course, all the food, personal care items, cleaning supplies, bedding, so much more. There's legal advocacy. We have a children's therapist on hand because Chuck, as you so eloquently said earlier, that for the children, this is particularly hard. We have to get to them quickly and hope that we can overcome the trauma that they have suffered so they can build good lives.
And Bill and Kristen Fennick are in with $10,000. So thank you to them.
Thank you,
Let's
Bill
go to the
and Kristen. Thank you so
$5,000
much.
level. And at $5,000, you can provide an entire year of housing, food services, childcare, and job readiness. Let's see who's coming in at $5,000. Kim Welch has done that already.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Kim.
And $5,000 also providing case management once the women have entered extended stay housing through the shelter. So, you know, those levels, by the way, they don't shut down just because we move to the next level.
No,
you can still give. We're not going to turn you away from giving more money. But we do want to get to $2,500 because maybe that's a level that is a little bit more in some people's wheelhouse. And at $2,500, Amanda, what will they get?
Well, keep in mind, Chuck, Susan mentioned this earlier, I believe, it costs about $60,000 a month to run this shelter. So every little bit helps. $2,500 can really change lives. This donation would help give support for each woman who comes into shelter.
So we'd love to see you jump in at $2,500, but maybe $1,000 is more your bailiwick. You know, if you're giving a $1,000 gift for a year, that's less than $100 a month. And there's a lot of people who can do that.
Absolutely. This will help support, as you heard us say earlier, we have a 24-hour crisis line. This helps support our crisis desk specialist. She's one of the first people to speak to clients when they call in. And so I'm hoping that some people will reach out and give $1,000. Really, it comes out to about $83.33 a month.
We've got some larger gifts that have now come in. Teresa Gundon with another $5,000 gift.
Teresa.
And then we've got a $2,500 gift here from Terry Schmidt. So thank you very much. And we just gave you that $1,000 level, and we've got 4 of those that have rolled in. Let's go down to that $500 level.
We're moving quickly now because the show is about to wrap up.
So Shelley Moore, Nancy Yoakum, Joel and Amy Duthie, Julie Plagens, all in at $1,000, and for $500, a woman and her 3 children can stay in some safe housing for a period of 30 days, and that is desperately needed for these women who are really in a crisis situation when they turn to the shelter.
And they get group and individual counseling while they're there, which is so helpful.
So Greg Four, Brian Stanley, Cheryl Eakins, Janet Evanega, Terry Schmidt, all in with $500 gifts.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that. But you know, at $250, well, there's 100. I don't want to skip over $250 though. If you can give $250,
that's right.
Let's do that, because while $500 was 4 months or 4 weeks, $250, of course, is 2 weeks.
That's right. And with $250, you can help pay for all the different groups that we have that include like healthy relationships, parenting classes, and of course, domestic violence education. $250 is where we are now.
Katie Toothaker, Sarah Mudd, Laura Richter, Jan Atwood, all in at that level. Thank you very much.
Thank you
That's
all
terrific.
very much.
You saw $100 flash across the screen. I have to think a lot of you out there giving, I mean, $100 is less than $10 a month in your gift to the shelter, and yet it still gets the job done.
Absolutely. Well, you know, childcare, we also have that on site. It's so important for moms to have their children with them, but of course they can't be with them all the time. So hopefully people can give us $100.
And want to back up, Dallas Burgle gave a $2,500 gift. Again, as we go through these levels, we want you to realize just because we passed it doesn't mean that you can't go back to it.
Dallas and Dawn, thank you very much.
But we've had 9 people come in at the $100 level now.
Wonderful.
And then even $50 will help.
Mm-hmm.
And $50
I think that's our lowest bid.
Yeah. $50 will feed a woman and her children for a week.
That's right. It provides breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks daily. They are well fed.
So Richard Reth, Gerald Best, Rosalind Tucker, Jenna Perkins, we thank you all for jumping in at the $50 level as we continue to try to fund the need here for the YWCA of North Central Indiana and the Women's Shelter. Again, our goal going into the night is to try to get as much as we can for these women. And this has been an incredible evening, Amanda, of seeing the money come in and seeing the generosity. Once again, as I've been able to witness so many times in my life, the generosity of the people of Elkhart County.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who took part tonight, and especially to you, Chuck. Thank you so much. If you won a live auction item or a silent auction, then we'll be in touch with you. So thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
And by the way, for those of you who have made winning bids, as Amanda said, the YWCA people will be in touch with you. Mm-hmm. We also want to thank the great people, the support staff on the YWCA team, on Susan's team. Jenna Perkins has put in a lot of time and effort. A lot of people around the YWCA have put in. And here at TV 46, Jesse Klein in sales, and of course, Dean Korsmo producing this. We've brought in some of the old guard, Joe Fertino. We've got Pat Kelly, David Persinski, Rory Killaway, all back here in masks. So we really appreciate everybody participating tonight for a very unique event. Chuck Freeby saying thanks for watching. God bless, and so long, everybody.